Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be filming a video on how to stay on the Dean's List in college. I recently graduated from Georgia State University. I have my bachelor's in art with a focus in political science. I have a lot of tips on how to do good in college and be successful, so if you're interested, please continue watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. It helps a lot. My first tip is to pick your professors wisely. There's a website called Rate My Professor where you can search the professor's name and see their rating. Other students will give their feedback on the professor. I'll let you know if their workload is crazy. Students will also put what grade they finished with in that class. The website will also tell you if that professor requires a textbook, if it's needed, if there's a lot of reading, just basically anything you want to know about the professor. Rate My Professor has helped me countless times, so I definitely recommend going on Rate My Professor before choosing your professor. The next major tip I have that helped me a lot was in the beginning of the semester when the professors give you guys the syllabus is look through the due dates and make sure to write down all the due dates in your calendar on your phone or in a planner. If you use a planner, I definitely recommend using a planner or your calendar on your phone. I know my calendar connects to my phone and my computer, so I was always checking it to see what things are due. You can put down the test dates, exams, projects, and different assignments, weekly assignments. Another major thing is before the withdrawal period, make sure the class looks like something that you can handle. So look at your syllabus to see if it's a class that you would be comfortable with. Another thing I highly recommend is setting alarms. I know on the iPhone you can set daily alarms. So let's say on Sunday at 11:59 you know you have something due every night on Sunday, or let's say every Tuesday and Wednesday you have something due. I would just set an alarm, let's say noon every day or 5 p.m. every day or 10 p.m. every day. I would recommend doing an alarm so you can always check on your due dates and submit things on time, because that's something that will mess you up if you don't submit your assignments on time. That could be an easy 0, so definitely make sure you're submitting everything on time, you're not procrastinating. Another thing I recommend doing at the beginning of the semester is joining GroupMes. If you don't know what GroupMe is, it's basically a group chat app where you can join different groups. So let's say you're in a class and is this in focus? Basically you can communicate with your classmates. So let's say you don't come to class one day, you can text and ask for the notes, or just anything, any questions you have, you can just ask your fellow classmates, and it's very helpful. I kind of touched on this earlier, but a major thing in college is not procrastinating. Try and submit your work hours and hours before or days ahead. Just if you have the free time, just look over the assignments, start them if you can. I know procrastination can mess up your grades a lot, so I think it's best to set a schedule. Like you can say like on Mondays and Wednesdays I'll set those days for work days, so basically all day just study and submit your work. Another thing I recommend to do is make connections with your professors. Like in the beginning semester, introduce yourself to them. I know since the pandemic a lot of classes are fully online, so it is also good to still good to communicate with your professors in general. If your professors do offer extra credit, just do it. Like even if you know you already have an A in the class, just submit the extra credit if it's easy. It might be the difference between an 89 and a 90, so you never know. It could be the difference between a 79 and an 80, or an A minus to a regular A. So I just recommend always submitting extra credit. If you have the time to do it, why not? A lot of people feel like it's more work to do extra credit and they don't do it, but you never know how much it could help your grade, and you never know if you'll need it towards the end. Let's say you fall short on your final, it's always good to have extra points that you can fall back on. Also, I recommend seeing if your school offers free tutoring. I definitely did tutoring when I was taking Spanish 1. Pretty sure I took Spanish 1 and 2 in college, so yeah. I would definitely recommend using tutoring. That helps me a lot. It really helps me a lot. So if you're struggling with anything, don't be afraid to ask for help. I know at Georgia State University a lot of the subjects had free tutoring available. Thing is, if you're struggling with a subject or an assignment, just go on YouTube and see if there's any insight. A lot of people submit educational videos. So let's say you're taking a calculus class and you don't know how to do a certain equation or a certain problem, just Google that subject and see what type of videos are helpful to you. I know with Spanish, again, I would watch YouTube videos. Let's say there's certain endings I didn't understand, I would watch YouTube videos and that would help me a lot. This is a major tip. I think it's very important to find the best study habits that work for you. I know the best thing for me to do is literally rewriting my notes over and over, printing them out and highlighting them. Just rewriting, repetition is what really helps me study. So definitely go on Quizlet and do flashcards, or if you want to write down physical flashcards, it's very helpful for me. Or let's say joining a study group and talking with other classmates and just helping each other with things. You might understand something that someone else doesn't understand and vice versa. So I highly recommend doing study groups. Another thing that I learned throughout college is to make college work for you. So when you're doing your schedule, don't do crazy things that you know is not going to work best for you. So personally, I only did 2. When we had in-person classes, I literally only did classes 2 times a week. I would only go to campus 2 times a week. Some days I would come, 3 or 4 times a week if I wanted to go to the library and study, or I needed to meet with professors. It's very important to make college work for your schedule. So I know if, let's say, you had to go to classes like 4 times a week, you're less likely, it might be harder for you to get up and go all those times. So let's say you're only doing it 2 times a week and you're just there for like 5 hours, then it's not so bad. And you take online classes, then it's not so bad. I know a lot of people that have crazy schedules, it's hard for them to keep up with their schoolwork, so I definitely recommend making a schedule that works best. And another thing is, I never did classes that were before 11 a.m. just because of traffic, and you just want to be in the right mind when you're in your classes. This is kind of a pandemic section, but in general, I recommend attending Zoom classes. I know some classes are asynchronous and synchronous, so I know the last 2 semesters for me, a lot of professors would still do meetings, but they weren't required. So sometimes if it was a class I wasn't too sure about, I would still join the Zoom meeting even if it wasn't required, just to hear the information and talk with a professor and make connections. So that's something you can do. Another thing I would recommend is recording the lectures if you have permission to, so you can go back and watch that, because sometimes it is better to just hear the person actually talking about the subject. Anyways, that's it for the video. If you guys enjoyed watching this video, please give a like and subscribe to my channel, and have a good rest of your day.